Hello, I'm Chuck Minear, and I'd like to welcome you to a special episode of Are We There Yet? Today we come to you from the beautiful Black Hills of South Dakota, and we're going to talk about something I think that might interest you. That's why I'm making the video, frankly. When word gets out that you just may be starting the RV lifestyle, you're bombarded with ads and emails and people and groups, and what do they all want? They all want your money. They want you to buy RV stuff and memberships and etc. And they promise that their particular stuff is going to make your life easier or more fulfilling. But one group that I kept hearing about when we were getting ready to start this lifestyle was a group called Harvest Hosts, and I heard about it from lots of veteran YouTubers and other RV aficionados. I have to say, for our way of camping, Harvest Hosts has been our best RV supplement yet. So stay tuned as we take you along to visit Harvest Hosts that we actually stayed at.
Here we go. All we need is an open road and a chance to see a never-ending world that's beautiful. Here we go with the sunlight on our skin. It's a brand new day. It's ours to take and we will let it in. This is where the adventure begins.
Before we took off on our first grand adventure, we wanted to do a test run, of course, smart. And one of our kids lives in Sacramento. We live in the Los Angeles area. And so we decided to mooch dock off of them, but we would take an extra day to get to Sacramento. So 2 days driving and then 2 days back to the Los Angeles area. We figured it was a perfect time to try out our newly acquired Harvest Host membership. About 300 miles from us is the town of, probably more of a city now, of Atwater, California. And we found our first Harvest Host, Corbin Distillery. Harvest Host suggests you buy at least $20 of items as a thank you to the host. And Corbin makes spirits from sweet potatoes. So, neither of us are heavy drinkers, but we got some sweet potato vodka as a gift. The lot they gave us to park in is large, and so big RVs should be able to fit here. And we were able to get a spot with some shade and use our built-in Ford F-150 generator on our hybrid. Makes me very woke when I say we drive a hybrid pickup truck, right? We'll talk about that in another episode. But that let us keep our air conditioning going as it was over 105 degrees. We were the only ones there, so it was quiet and you could walk the area. Now they have a small event center on the grounds, and there are miles of vineyards in the area that you could walk through. Atwater is only a couple miles away, and there's a Walmart and restaurants. Now Atwater is a bit dusty, and the place to park is a bit dusty, but it was a very nice stay, and we would recommend Corbin Cash. After a great visit to our family, and I might add the Sacramento Zoo, which we have another episode of, and it is worth the visit, we went a little more inland on our return for a stay at a place called Bear Valley Ranch. Nestled in between miles of orange groves is a 40-acre ranch where they train working dogs. Now, if you've never seen a herding dog work, you're missing something. We apparently were their first Harvest Host visitors. We drove through the gate and down a small road or driveway. I would think a really long rig might have trouble negotiating the entrance, but we had no problem. When we pulled in, they said we could park in an open area wherever we wanted to, and we parked next to one of their corrals. And we had a great night there. It was so quiet, except for the occasional yelping coyotes in the distance. We stayed for a while in the morning to watch some of their excellent trainers work the dogs. Still hot, but they let us use our generator and offered to fill our water tanks if we wanted them to. In September, we left for our first extended trip and decided to head north. We stopped the first night a little farther north at the Van Foken Farm. They run a dairy farm halfway between Merced and Modesto, California. They have a section set aside with a barn that they rent for events. You park right next to the barn. Now, Ken is a great host and has a terrific wood shop where he and his dog showed us around. For $20, he allowed us to plug in, and that kept us cool because California was still going through its endless heat wave. Now, we have friends near Portland and Seattle, and they both let us mooch dock off of them. But in between there, we stopped at a great ranch. The Cattle Ranch Farm is in Grand Mound, and it's located near Centralia, Washington. Now, the owner has a few places to camp, and depending on the size of your rig, he can offer you hookups for a small charge. We parked at the bottom of the pasture below his home and was entertained by his very friendly dog, as well as his bull. There are a couple seemingly endless dirt roads that lead from the area that we parked in, and you can walk them. He's very open to that. And they were bordered by some of the best wild blackberries I have ever eaten. And he told us they don't spray. Go ahead, take what we wanted, and we did. You do get some freeway and train noise during the night, but it is just background to a really beautiful spot. So after our stay with our friends in the Seattle area, we took off across Washington and ended up in northeast Washington and a place called Leisure Ranch Alpacas. What a beautiful place. We camped in a very level spot right next to the alpacas, and she also had some miniature horses. Carolyn gave us a great overview of the place and seemed to really take to Wesley, our Great Dane. They have optional 30 amp hookups and great walking on the property, and they're also open to that. Carolyn even took us into her workshop to show us how she makes alpaca yarn. Finally, we finished off our stay in Washington with a stay at the Knapp family Lavender farm. Now, this is a veteran-owned and operated farm, and Rick and Paula met us, and they took us to their lavender field. We had the whole place to ourselves that night, although he typically allows several people to camp there if they want to. After we got settled in, he gave us a tour of how they make lavender oil. What a great place. The stars at night were spectacular. As you can see, our experience so far with Harvest Host has been nothing short of spectacular. If you have one-night stops along your journey or a group of them, we recommend checking out Harvest Host. It's really inexpensive for the service that they provide. I'll put a link to them in the show notes below our video. We love sharing our journeys with you. Please like the video, because when you like a video, it exposes more people who are like-minded to the same type of videos, and we really appreciate that. And would you consider subscribing? We would love you as part of the Are We There Yet family. Make sure you ring the bell when you subscribe so you're notified when we post a new video. Finally, you can get more information on RVing, our journeys, and the like on our website, which is awty.tv. That stands for Are We There Yet? awty.tv. We hope to see you on the road, and if not, at least for our next episode.